Okay, here we are in a crop of jade. It's about 3.5 weeks old. And at this stage, it's really important to check a couple of things. One is how the crop's nodulating. Mung beans aren't super nodulators like chickpeas, peanuts, soybeans, but they do fix a fairly significant amount of nitrogen that you get for free if you inoculate them well, and if your nodulation happens. We're able to supplement any problems that may have arisen with the inoculation process with a pivot and some fertigation here. So we'll just check these plants now, see how they're going, and if we need to help them out, we will. When you're checking for nodule scores on mung beans, it's very important that you use a shovel. Don't just pull them out by hand, because when you do that, you normally strip most of the little nodules off the roots. They're fairly delicate little structures, and they don't take a lot to be dislodged. So we'll see how we go here. Using a shovel, we'll gently see if we can get down underneath these plants, and we'll see what we can find. Trying to be gentle. You can see from there, you can see the proliferation of roots. This was a wheat crop previously, and that organic matter's fantastic in this soil for structure. It makes it very difficult to have a look. Now, straight away you can see here these little tiny fine roots of the mung bean plant, and they've got nodules on them way down here. That's nearly 20 centimetres below the surface of the soil. So that tells me straight away that we've had a pretty good result. And like I explained earlier, if you'd have just pulled that plant out, you wouldn't get to see all those nodules. They'd be stripped off. They're very tiny, and at this stage they're really just colonising, and once that plant gets a bit bigger, those nodules will certainly be a lot bigger, and they'll be very effective at fixing nitrogen. So there should also be a couple of nice big nodules which would have been formed way on early in the plant's life cycle, which should be a bit closer to the taproot. So we'll just see if we can just gently have a look for some of those, and there they are there, nice and close, those nice big fellows in amongst the crown of the plant, of the root. So you can pretty safely say that we've got some nice effective nodulation happening here. And even as rough as I was just then, you can see we've lost a lot of nodules on those secondary roots. So yeah, we can tick that box. Fantastic. Okay, the second thing that we need to look at here at this crop, which is, like I said a little bit earlier, about 3.5 weeks old, is the presence of insects that might sting and feed the reproductive structures. There's no flowers on here at all, and it's a bit of a misconception that murids attack mung beans most predominantly at flowering. They're present and can be present any time from this stage onwards, because they don't just feed on a mature yellow flower. They feed on the little green buds which start at about this stage. So in that leaf axil there will be a bud come out, and they can be feeding there, maybe not just quite now, but within the next couple of days that will be a viable reproductive structure there, and they can sting that, and the pectinase in their saliva causes those little buds to die. And if that happens for too long, you get a strung out crop in terms of its flowering and its maturity, and that affects yield and also its quality. So there's none here today, but we need to really be vigilant, because over the next week this crop will be a prime target for murids.